Warning, this video is not meant for children. I will be swearing, so make damn well sure no kids are watching this because shit's about to get real. Hey, Fuchsia Nation! Red here, back by myself with some more Persona 5 Strikers. Really curious to learn about where this is gonna go.
Shadows incoming! A whole load of them. Get ready! There are more ways to target an enemy's weakness than skills alone, remember?
Yeah.
Take this!
Shadow down! Next
Be gone! Now's a chance! Wipe them out! Right here! Take this!
Oh, wait. R2 is dodge. I know how to do stuff.
Take this!
Okay.
It's over.
This new skill suits me.
And do not to be. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, so that's like a. Oh yeah. I've been doing Persona skills before. I know what.
Got skills just like
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Take this! Take this! Gotcha.
That's fine.
Ravage them! It's over.
Yeah, the special-looking ones seem to have more HP.
Right here.
Oh my god! Oh, my SP is super low.
Hey, Joker! Think you could find your way up there?
Does that answer your question? All right, let's see here.
I'm not sensing any shadows. We're safe here.
You know what? I mean, I am pretty low. But... Wait,
I can
third
see
eye?
it.
Huh. I'm actually kind of surprised that's it. Well, okay, you know what? No, I shouldn't be. I'm still trying to... like...
Wait! Shadows ahead.
Why are we back in the metaverse?
Should I wipe them out for you?
Here's a tip on us phantom thieves. We avoid charging headfirst into battle whenever possible. Let's try those stairs for now.
But the XP...
See that hanging there, Joker? You thinking what I'm thinking?
Who's sneaking around here? I'll get them.
Now what?
Ah, okay.
All that's left is mopping up the rest.
New skill of change. I'd like to try it out next time.
Pythos. So that's the name of her persona. Wait, what? Go on. They all have question marks at the
Yay!
end.
We won.
Celebrate just yet.
I really am enjoying Sophia so far.
There. If we climb there, we can proceed.
Guess there's no other option.
Yeah, I'm with Mona on this. I don't really like that design of that pole. Okay.
I've got eyes on them!
No, you don't.
They just don't quit. Let's take him down, Joker.
Fall! Strike! I'll get them.
I like that. That is so cool. Oh, I'm shocked. No.
Ooh, you got another persona. Looks like that power you've got is alive and well.
The enemy became a mask? Explain this.
He seals a shadow's form and power into a mask, turning it into a persona.
I was wondering if they were going to apply the wild card here. So I am not limited to Arsene with Joker. I thought I would be for this type of a game, but no. Power of the wild card is alive and well. Mona just said that. Guess I'm a copycat. Didn't think about that until just as I said it too. Alright. I'm guessing this is going to be about switching personas. Ugh.
Joker,
Yikes.
try that persona you just got.
Oh, okay.
Persona! Pixie! You're mine! Got it! Persona!
Let's focus on the big shadow for now.
Oh, no, you don't. I didn't see that the last time. Oh, I'm guessing this is a... Ooh, ouch. This is part of a tutorial for boss fights.
Pixie! Here!
That was a little anticlimactic given the fact I didn't see it. Oh, dang it, I thought I dodged.
Let's go! You're mine!
Oh, I missed the prompt.
Persona! You won't know what hit you!
Dang. Okay.
Alright, a new skill!
How are you holding up? Make sure you heal yourself when you need it.
So form a follow-up after triangle or mid-air triangle gun attack. Huh. Interesting.
No enemies nearby. Let's go on ahead. Hang on. It looks like this is the exit.
Oh, hell yes. Let's get our asses out of here. Huh.
All right. Yeah, we're outside now.
We finally made it out.
This is still the metaverse, though. Stay on guard.
Please wait.
What is it, Sophia? Find something?
I have found it. A way out of here is nearby.
For real? Wait, how'd you figure that out?
I suddenly knew it. Like,
Seriously?
the exit is close. Follow me.
Wait! Sophia!
What is her deal?
Oh, I
Free
don't know,
spirit,
but we
man.
need to move it.
Well, more like she does things on a whim. And it's incredible.
Is this the way out you mentioned, Sophia?
Yes, this is what I had detected previously.
And it is?
It's fine. It leads outside.
Leads outside?
Everything will
Back
get
to-
all for a moment, but then you'll
Oh
get out
my
of here.
gosh!
What the hell
Yes!
explanation is that? How do you know we'll be okay?
Trust me, Joker.
I
I'm
trust
glad you're
Sophia.
willing to trust me.
Looks like we've only
I
got one
absolutely
option
trust
here.
her.
Huh? Ain't you coming too?
I am... What should I do?
Let's all go back together.
Joker's got the right idea, Sophia. This place is crawling with shadows. Staying here would only end badly for you.
But...
Jeez, what's it gonna take?
What are you doing?
We don't leave folks behind to die. Just get in the damn portal with us.
So you want me to come with you? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Absolutely.
Well, here goes. 1, 2.
Oh boy. Oh, I thought they were just gonna pop in and just
This is the real world, right?
yeah, Morgana's
Yep.
back to being a cat.
Looks like we're back, all right.
Where's
You have
Sophia?
successfully returned from the jail. Welcome back.
Jail? Morgana, I just asked that question.
Hang on, Sophia. Where'd she go?
I just asked that too.
I don't think I'm seeing her.
Hey, Shorty, get your ass over here!
Yes, shout that in the middle of a crowd, Ryuji. Way to go.
Don't yell that in public, idiot!
Need something?
Okay,
Was that Sophia's voice?
where is she?
Where is she?
God dang it,
I'm
Ryuji!
in front of you. Inside Joker's phone.
Huh?
What's with the floating head?
Yo.
Whoa, she just popped up!
What?
Oh, did you change your outfits?
What in
Is
the...
that really you, Sophia?
Yep, I'm really me. But who are you?
I'm still Mona. I just look like a cat in this world.
Mona?
I am so confused.
You're Mona? So, you really weren't a raccoon.
Why are
already
you still
told you
fixating
that.
on that?
Wait, why are you on his phone now?
Why am I? Because I am an AI.
An AI?
That's that smart thing,
Okay.
right?
Futaba told us all about it. She's an artificial intelligence.
For real?
All right. I am glad you're
I
safe.
have your phone to thank for that. I was thrown into endless light. When I tracked down Joker's scent, I ended up here.
His scent? Who are you, Morgana?
So since she's an AI, she turned into data when she came to this world.
That mean
That
you're
would make
living in this
sense.
phone?
It is somewhat small, but it's cozy and has everything I need. Here to join me?
That,
I don't even have the energy.
I mean,
Anyway,
fair.
It's a big
And
relief
also-
knowing you made it out of there safely.
Now, Pumpkin, I don't think. Maybe
what
it is
about all those
possible.
other people we saw
Were
in
they
there?
inside
Are
of
they
this
still,
phone?
you know,
I don't
Or, like-
know. But I seriously doubt normal folks would be able to fight against that.
Let's rescue
I get
them.
what you're saying, but if we charge in without a plan, we're just going to wind up captured too. A new
Fair
part
point.
of the metaverse has its own version of a palace that we access through Emma. It even has a ruler shadow. Odds are that something horrible is happening right now.
I still say. Wait, hang on. Okay, I still think we're entering a digital world. I still think that. All right, let's
Right.
head back to LeBlanc.
Talking about this here is no good. Let's get to LeBlanc. We'll
LeBlanc.
hammer out our course of action.
I
with
can never
everything
say that
we
name right.
and what
I
about
get
her?
close, but I always add the k at
It
the end with
appears
the
I
C.
cannot exit this phone. When I
Despite the
came
fact
to this
that
world,
it's
I
silent.
connected to the internet and learned a great many things. But my memory is still erased. I also found no means of data recovery. Furthermore, I am stuck here. What should I do next?
You're coming with us.
That sounds good.
Also, introducing Sophia to everyone else will probably make the explanation easier.
Oh,
Wonder how
Futaba's
that's gonna
gonna
go
be
over.
so.
Especially with the yellow palace type shit.
There are more Phantom Thieves?
Futaba's
Yeah,
gonna
we got
have a
ourselves
field
whole
day
gang.
with her.
One of them will probably flip her wig over you too.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I think I used that term
That sounds pretty
phrase
fun.
correctly this time. Ah, delicious water.
I see. You're saying you entered the metaverse with Alice Hiragi's invitation and met a sentient AI named Sophia, who is now in your phone.
Yes.
When you put it that way, you make it sound crazy.
But I'm telling you, it's the truth.
It sounds crazy, but it's true.
I really didn't want to believe it myself. We know what a cognitive world like that means, after all.
We understand. None of us would make up something like this. However, there's a chance this Sophia may know more than we do about this situation. She's still with you, right? Could we speak with her?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Let's see if there's anything Sophia can add that could help us figure out what's happening. Could you come join us, Sophia?
Yo, Phantom Thieves. What is
Yes! That was
I'm
beautiful.
Sophia, humanity's companion.
Yes, you are.
Really? Sophia?
Wow, I can't believe this is happening. Is this some sort of hideout? There seem to be a number of Phantom Thieves present.
Oh, that's pretty.
To herself?
What in heaven? Such an adorable design. I can feel the charm, the pain, the tenacity within.
Wait,
And
what?
there's Yusuke. There's Yusuke with the art angle.
So, yeah, this is Sophia.
Nice meeting you.
Okay, an AI with genuine will is just way too advanced.
Right? We couldn't believe it either.
Yeah, but yet. Oh, yeah, you should tell her your names.
That's right. We're meeting for the first time. Nice to meet you, Sophia. I'm Makoto Nijima.
My name's Haru Okumura. We're both college students, but I also help out with my family's company.
I'm An Takamaki. I'm a third year in high school, and I do some modeling too.
My name is Yusuke Kitagawa. I continuously strive to master the arts as we know them.
So, I'm next, huh? I'm Futaba Sakura, and I kinda suck at socializing, but I wanna be friends and stuff.
Ah, you did great, Futaba. In fact, I bet you and Sophia will get along real awesome.
Oh yeah.
Kaito, Haru, An, Yusuke, and Futaba. I'll remember that. You all have much more normal names than Joker.
Oh no.
Skip that part. So, we're the Phantom Thieves.
Oh,
but
yeah. Explain that.
We call
Explain.
each other by code names in the metaverse, so our enemies won't discover our real identities.
Code names.
My name's actually Ryuji Sakamoto. The cat's Morgana, and he's...
Okay, I'll remember that.
Thank you.
So you really are a computer program?
Correct. Would you like to see my source code?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Show me, show me.
Futaba down.
a notch, okay? You can
Futaba
sit down when
down.
we get through these questions.
Holy crap.
First off, why were you in the metaverse?
But I mean,
I do
saw
not
that.
know
We saw that.
because my memory is gone.
Could you have the AI version of amnesia or something? That seems difficult to recover from.
If your data just crashed, I could take a look and try restoring it.
It is impossible. I have already tried every potential solution.
Yeah, based on your specs, I guess it's not surprising you already thought of that.
Can you
Yeah.
recall anything at all?
Only the command I received at initialization.
You don't sound too sure of that.
Be humanity's companion. That was the command I was issued. I remember nothing else.
Yeah, you know what? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't let it bother you too much, Sophia. I was in the exact same situation when I first met these guys.
Thank you.
I've still got a shit ton of questions about Sophia, but we have some real work to do first.
Right, the metaverse. And what we saw.
From what you saw, that means Alice Hiragi has a palace in Shibuya, right?
Yeah, she was calling herself the Queen, being all high and mighty, ordering shadows around. All that kind of shit.
There's no doubt that was the cognitive world, but something about it was awfully different from the palaces.
What
Yeah,
is it?
Emma called it a jail.
Real humans were being attacked by shadows.
There were people inside the palace?
You mean
Yeah,
they
that's
had
not good.
access to the metaverse navigator?
But that disappeared for all of us.
I know, right? That's where this comes in.
You mean Emma?
Yep, for some reason, this thing worked just like the metanav did.
We accidentally entered Alice's Emma keyword and got sent to the metaverse.
Wait, that means Emma is dangerous.
That
Yeah,
you can just
very.
uninstall it. The metanav didn't work like that.
There's one more thing that's been bothering me. When we got back to this world, Emma said we returned from the jail.
Thank you.
Jail?
The only thing we figured out is that this new place is called a jail.
So, could you guys check out the palace, or jail, or whatever with us?
Good point. There's no progressing any further unless we see it with our own eyes.
I'm
That's actually a
also
good
having
call.
a hard time buying Alice as the ruler of a palace.
Are we going to scout it out together? I think the sooner the better. Is it even safe for us to enter, though? What if we all just end up captured?
There were no enemies in the vicinity of the exit. It's fine to enter through there.
Well, are we going to head back to that place tomorrow?
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Right, we've got our mission.
Very well. I look forward to seeing this jail. Let's say we meet at the connecting bridge in Shibuya.
But first, I get to see Sophia's code. You promised, remember? Oh, this is gonna be the info dump of a lifetime. I promise. You won't feel a thing.
Are you
Oh, no.
confident this is wise?
I guess so.
Sophia is
I
just
mean,
as
at
nervous
least
as
we know
I
she's
am
got
about
computer
this.
skills.
Man, this is what happens when we get back together. Oh, talk about an ass-busting summer vacation.
Huh? What is it?
Yeah.
What about our life-changing Kyoto excursion? Our barbecue extravaganza?
Extravaganza? You mean our camping trip?
That's
It
on
looks
hold,
like
man.
we'll just have to postpone it.
Damned metaverse. I vow to slice you to ribbons.
Oh shit.
You can't slice the metaverse, dude. Just save it for the shadows.
Yusuke is angry. I keep thinking X to talk.
I see. What? But how? I mean, with this over here? Damn! So that's it.
Oh, we're gonna be here a while.
So, what do you think, Futaba? How's Sophia's code look?
Well, her programmer is a genius. No doubt about that. You can figure a person out by their code, not just their skill level. Their habits, thought processes, even their personalities are there. This code is so advanced that even I can't read it and comprehend it right away. It'll take me weeks, even months to actually grasp how Sophia works.
Take you months? Whew, that's a serious program.
I don't understand. Do you mean I'm impressive?
Yeah, you're impressive. You're some kind of super AI. If you ever went public, everyone would call Emma Old Hat.
Old hat?
When something was popular at one point but stops being popular, it becomes old hat. It's a saying people don't really use anymore.
Okay, I've got it. You are very knowledgeable, Futaba.
Don't go teaching her too much weird stuff, okay? While we're at it, did you see anything about Sophia's past? Her
Ooh, good
programmer's
question.
name? Or a company's, maybe?
Nothing yet. And most of those leave a signature of some sort in their work, too. Anyway, I'm gonna keep cracking at it from home. I'll let you know once I find anything new.
Yeah, don't stay up too late, okay?
Cut me some slack. I'm in vacay mode. Well, folks, time for me to make like a tree.
She made like a tree?
It's a human expression. We'll teach you.
Boy, was that a hell of a day. I never would
Yeah.
have imagined something like this would happen.
I just wanted to have fun.
I know, but we don't have a choice. We'll cut loose once things are settled.
Poor
Well,
Ren.
the metaverse reappearing may have been a surprise, but even that doesn't compare with Sophia.
Also true.
Did you call for me?
We were just talking about how you're a huge mystery.
Says the talking cat.
Oh.
Good point.
Oh.
I don't have to take that from some mystery app. By the way, how does some top-of-the-line program lose all its memory, huh? I mean, AI are supposed to be super smart, right?
That is inarguably true.
Aw, don't get too down over it.
I am humanity's companion. If I am not helpful, then I am useless.
Don't be so hard on yourself. At least you remember that much, right?
Right. I think that means it's important.
But is being helpful all you'll do to become a good companion?
Is that not how it works? Please explain. How else can one be a companion?
Huh? Well,
I'll go on,
I
Morgana.
guess you just have to find a way to understand the human heart.
Hearts?
Right. Then you'll be able to empathize with other people and be a good companion to them. I guess.
The human heart.
That's actually not too bad advice.
Just don't worry about it. All you need to do is join us and learn from all the kinds of people we meet. In exchange, you lend a hand to the Phantom Thieves. So I guess you could call this a deal.
Okay. That is a decent deal. Especially since it should help me become a good companion for humanity.
Yep. So long as it's good with our leader.
Oh, yeah, of
Thank you.
course.
Leader,
Yeah.
boss, captain.
What?
Then it's a deal. Glad to have you on
Gotta
board,
work on that
Sophia.
title.
We've got plenty of scouting to do tomorrow. We should get some rest.
Okay. Good night, Morgana.
We're here.
Great. Everyone's here. We're going to be
I
infiltrating
just said that.
the jail. Are we ready?
We've done this many a time. I can't imagine anyone being fazed by this.
Yeah, bro! Bring it!
We're very short on intel, so we need to be cautious. We'll just scout the general area for this trip.
We use Emma to enter, right? Is there anything special we need to do?
No, we just opened the app and said the right keyword.
Find the right name in Emma's search results, then enter the correct keyword on the friend request screen.
Yeah, you got it, Futaba. Leave it to the super hacker to explain this stuff.
That had nothing to do with hacking. Even you should know how to explain it.
All that's left is to choose our point of entry.
There will be no enemies in the area from which we escaped yesterday. Upon
That's
reaching
good.
the relevant location, you will only need to speak the keyword.
Seems all that's left is to trust Sophia and see where she leads us.
Let's do this thing.
It's a little too like the metaverse nav. So Medice has gotta be Medice, the company that made Emma, has to be behind some, has to be very much linked to this, or even behind the whole thing.
Well, did we make it?
Well, look at your clothes.
Your Phantom Thief attire.
Yeah, you too.
I've forgotten this feeling. The fusion of form and function. Truly magnificent.
Look, it's Beauty Thief!
Oh,
Let's
Haru.
not fool around here.
Haru
Hey,
was a
Mitko,
joke.
These clothes do bring back some memories.
We can reminisce later. Take a look at that view.
So, this is the jail?
Just what is that building? This place is bonkers.
Nothing escapes the atrocious color scheme of this place.
It looks like that because of someone's cognition, correct?
Right. Most likely Alice's. The distortion has to be exceptionally strong there for a reason.
So you're saying that's the stronghold of the Queen ruling over this jail? Its appearance certainly fits the notion.
Yeah, it does.
Buildings around here still look pretty normal, though. Looks like that place over there has a limited range of distortion. The first time we came here, we entered by the crossing down there. That's where we saw a group of cop shadows taking stuff out of people's chests.
Oh, you mean that jewel we saw? The hell was up with that?
That may have been a desire. Yo, Phantom Thieves!
Oh.
Holy crap, an actual AI in human form!
Wow, you're so cute, Sophia!
Yeah,
Such a
she is.
fascinating
She is
form you've
absolutely
taken.
adorable.
I can't stop staring at the beautifully curved lines.
I've never seen an outfit like that! Can I try floofing it?
Floofing?
I think she wants to get a feel for the fabric of your clothes while hugging you, Sophia.
Request denied. I am neither a child nor a pet.
No floofing.
By the by,
Denied.
does age work for an AI?
Not right now. Sophia, tell us more about the desire you mentioned.
That is the term used by shadows here. They say things such as, seize their desires, and we must offer these desires to the monarch. Based on their language and behavior, I speculate the aforementioned
So the
jewel
ruler.
was in fact a desire.
That does make sense. When we saw Alice here, she mentioned desires too. So if Alice is the monarch, then she really is the ruler of this jail.
But these desires, are they actually made up of the things people desire?
Seizing desires of all things. What use would they have for those?
Finding out what happened to the folks who got jumped could tell us something.
Where could those victims be now? I don't see a place from here where they may be held.
I don't know. Maybe they're being held somewhere else.
Say, about those people you witnessed being attacked, are you sure they were humans?
What do you mean?
Couldn't they have been shadows or something? If there are humans getting captured and imprisoned in this jail right now, wouldn't there be a huge commotion in our world? Groups of people going missing out of the blue.
Now there's a point. I haven't heard a peep
Yeah.
about that online.
Okay, so my guess with that is, since only their desires are getting taken, and that would just make the people display a different change of personalities in the real world. Oh, Matisse. Oh, oh.
So, no one is actually disappearing from reality?
So, by doing that, that throws suspicion onto the Phantom Thieves because of the events of the previous game, and thus not suspecting them. I will admit, if that is how this plays out, that is incredibly clever.
I see. Shadows.
What are shadows?
A shadow's the parts of you suppressed within your subconscious. It's basically just your other self.
Does that mean their main selves are alright?
No. The shadow and the actual self are two sides of the same coin.
So if a desire is taken from someone's shadow, what happens to the person in reality?
I gotta say, I'm getting a bad vibe from all this.
Are they trying to influence reality by doing something to the shadows?
Then how are we to act? This sounds like a crisis. Shouldn't we rescue the victims right away?
No. That was just speculation. After all, we've only witnessed the cognitive world side of things. Until we find out how all this is affecting the real world, we can only know half of what's going on. I'd say the first thing we need to do is investigate Alice and her victims.
Plus, if we make the wrong move in the cognitive world, there's a chance the ruler could have a shutdown in the real world.
Right. We need to get the story straight before we make any real moves, or we'll just be doing damage.
Both of these, I think, are right, but for the time being, I think, given Alice's status as a idol, well, a fashion expert, and being, I can only guess, a successful businesswoman or running a successful business. I think that's the same thing. Anyway, so I think it'd be easier to access to her victims than to Alice. So let's look into her victims. I think that's the good choice.
We can try, but do you really think we can just stumble on them like that?
Maybe if we look into people who have changed recently, we could get some leads?
Let's say we get into that once we're out of here.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Honor, are you that upset about not being able to flute her outfit? Just on the way out, quickly hug her. Oh, on the model!
Well,
I can't.
we've
I
confirmed the
spaced
presence
that.
of the jail.
Arg.
Next, we look into Alice and any potential victims.
And how do we do that? Look into what?
The usual rumor mills, looking for anything about Alice. Gossip about her being abusive or other messed up stuff.
Good idea. Let's gather any intel that we can, both online and on the streets.
I've got the web crawling covered.
But if we're ever to gain conclusive proof of any rumors, I believe we'll need direct access to her at some point.
Direct access to a pop star sounds awfully tough.
Pop star.
About that, I may get to meet Alice tomorrow.
What? For real? How?
Well, I had asked the modeling agency's president if I could meet her sometime. I heard she'd be on a TV show filming nearby, so I asked if I could visit the set. I was hoping to learn from her by watching her in action. I gave up on it after making plans with you guys, but I might be able to get the ball rolling again in time.
The timing's nothing short of kismet.
Yeah! Way to go, Lady Ann!
But I'm not making any promises about it, and there's no way we'd get to approach her either. Plus, our full group's just too big. The most I could even ask to bring is just one more person.
Yep. all eyes directly to Ren.
That settles that.
Oh, I think I was just volunteered. Yep. That is absolutely accurate. Resist. Resist. Oh, I cannot wait.
Hey,
I tried.
You better not be thinking of trying anything funny. I'm the one who'll suffer for it.
I think I'll tag along with you. We'll
Good
be
point.
fine so long as no one sees us.
Resisting.
For today, let's focus on her potential victims. Let's go.
Okay. Begin the investigation. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see if this goes up.
It's true.
This should be helpful.
Thanks!
Ah, cool. So it's... What the... I'm sorry, what? What was that? I'm sorry, no, the other thing. The slave thing?
Interesting.
Okay, let's try going to Central Street. Alright, so... Yes? Dude!
So good.
Hey!
Who's that?
Yeah, that's not healthy. Okay, that's quite a jump. Come on.
Oh yeah. Yay!
Okay, on. That's a bit much.
See you later.
It's hot.
Yeah, no, that was... Yeah.
So,
I mean, fair. Also... Yeah, that's definitely going pretty darn far. Okay. I wonder where it is.
really?
That wasn't so bad.
What are you gonna do? That's true.
Yeah, if it's complete. Well, maybe there's extra stuff, but nah. Too late now.
So, how'd it go? Anyone learn anything useful about potential victims?
Yeah, we spotted a couple familiar faces.
We found some of the people who were attacked in the jail.
You really found them?
Yeah.
Which means the ones ambushed in the jail were indeed only their shadows and not their human forms.
There's still one thing. They're all acting real weird.
Weird how?
They're all totally crazy for Alice. They're even getting loans so they can buy more shit at her store. That's pretty weird.
Now that you mention it, I saw others behaving similarly in Shibuya.
Yeah, like this one couple nearly splitting up when the boyfriend bought everything Alice-related he could find.
There were even people let go from their jobs because they weren't Alice fans themselves.
I've even found some reports of Alice fans straight up assaulting outspoken critics of hers.
At first I figured Alice was just the latest fad, but this seems so much worse than that.
Yeah.
Maybe the people who had the desires taken from them went crazy.
If that's the case, then we have to do something.
Agreed. If such aberrant behavior continues to rise, we could easily find ourselves in an unwinnable position.
With the metaverse involved, we're the only people who can stop this.
We have to help. It looks like you've finished gathering intel on Alice's victims. Would you like to investigate her next?
That's right.
Yep, let's break for today and pick this back up tomorrow after your trip.
Good luck with the Alice visit, you three.
Thanks. We're on it.
Time to go back home.
Oh, heading out? Don't be too late coming back.
Will do. Hi there. Wait, that's the investigator guy.
Boss, this curry is fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
I don't think he was just there for the curry.
So this is going out live, huh? Even I'm starting to get a little nervous. You still good?
Hey, stay in the bag. If they find out we brought a pet in here, they'll kick us out.
A pet?
That's how people see you. Oh, this is not the right choice to say, but quiet on the set.
I guess if I can't be seen, you two do your best to blend in too.
Sorry, Morgana.
All we're gonna do
Sorry.
is watch.
Sorry, not
Should
sorry.
I also make efforts to blend in?
Yeah, just hang tight for a bit, Sophia.
No
Yeah.
prob.
Yeah, just don't do anything.
Ooh, here she comes.
Miss Alice on the set!
Holy crap. Oh, she really is adorable.
Cutting back from commercial. Back in 5, 4.
I wonder if those two are the same
And
anchor
now,
people
on to the hottest meet and greet
from
segment
the
of the
previous.
show. We have a
Yeah,
special
probably,
guest
actually,
with us
now.
today. She has
That
taken
greeting
the
right
fashion
there.
world by storm and conquered it. Please welcome the designer, Alice Hiragi.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us, Alice. You sure have been keeping busy these days, haven't you?
It's only thanks to all my fans that I've been able to do what I do.
And what a number of fans you have. Talk about strong support. Am I wrong to presume that you designed the outfit you're wearing today?
It's just so cute. Very expressive.
Thank you so much. The theme of my current line is Alice in Wonderland. I feel like fashion is a rare and beautiful thing that can take anyone into a world built on their dreams. You can find a side to yourself that maybe you didn't even know you had. Fashion can do so much for us. I try my hardest to focus on that whenever I design a new piece.
Such wise words from a successful industry veteran. What inspiration originally spurred you into fashion design, if you don't mind? To be honest, I was very shy growing up. I didn't have any friends at school. I would get so lonely. I wanted to change so much, but I just couldn't figure out how to do it. Then, one day, I saw the most beautiful dress in a shop window. When I put it on, the whole world felt new. It was like I was hit with this blinding ray of light. I really can change. That's what wearing it made me think. I strive each day to give that same feeling to every person who tries on one of my designs. I want to give that ray of light to others. That's what inspired me to enter the fashion industry.
Really? Huh.
Haha, now I can see
Noble
why the
cause.
young people love you so much.
Good cause.
How do you
good cause.
handle all the dating rumors?
What just happened?
What?
Okay, what's going on?
What's going on?
Mr. Host?
I don't get it.
Mr.
Is this
Host?
some kind of scripted thing?
I don't
wonder
think so.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
Alice,
Oh, did his desire just get taken?
I love you, Alice. Please, spend your life with me.
Oh, boy.
Hey, what is all this, huh?
Yeah, so,
I
okay,
didn't
I'm
realize
guessing
until now.
just at that
love
moment
you.
when his desire got
This
taken.
is really out of the blue. All right, stop it. Yeah, this bit's going on a little too long.
I mean it. I can't live without you.
Oh, boy.
What in the hell? And what about me, asshole?
Uh-oh.
Is this right?
Uh-oh.
Those two were engaged already, right?
Wow, what a train wreck. I can't believe this.
Cut the commercial! Now!
Good call, good call.
I'm begging you, Alice, please.
Just shut up already! What has happened to you?
What is this mess?
Oh. Oh, you bitch. You bitch.
That was actually live on TV, right?
Ooh, I can't believe he spilled his beans like that. Even I thought he went overboard with it.
So, then do you think that host had his desire taken by Alice?
Why is yes not an option here? Alright. Maybe. Maybe.
What kind of professional host would do that on live TV?
True.
Not that I know.
He didn't seem like he was in his right frame of mind. Like he wasn't even there, and someone else was controlling him.
Morgana, that's it! I don't know if all this is right, but his personality changed like when someone's heart was stolen. After the treasure? Maybe Alice can control anyone whose desire she steals.
You know, that actually brings up a good point. So, sorry. Continuing on. That is actually a very good point, though.
They wind up under their control. Like with Alice. I see. That would really explain it. Amazing as always, Lady On.
But that would mean...
Yeah, she's taking people's desires.
Yeah, looks like it. Alice said she wants to be a ray of light for people. That's what I've always wanted too. I read about her in a magazine once, and I just really felt where she was coming from. It's why I asked to come to the show in the first place. I wanted to see her in person. But now, I wonder if that was all just...
Lady On.
Man, that was great.
That was... Alice? Quick, hide!
Miss Atlas, this is a public hall. Please, you must keep your voice down.
It's fine. See? No one in sight. Anyway, though, did you see that lady's face? She totally lost it up there. All those cushy, talking head types make the best faces when things finally stop going their way.
Miss Alice, do you think you could stop doing these things?
Huh? What do you mean? I was the victim on stage. What is it that you want me to stop doing?
I don't know how you're doing it or why, but after seeing that, there has to be something.
Oh, he's catching on.
So you want me to punish you again?
Please, I'm sorry.
Dude, you just fell.
Oh, oops. What a terrible accident. Just like what happened on set. A terrible accident. I'm still upset over it too, you know. Isn't it your job to take my side? Or are you asking to end up broken like my last manager? Do you want to get stuck up in your room like he is?
I'm sorry, what?
Well, it doesn't matter anyway. I don't want toys that don't do as they're told.
Can I punch her? Can I, like, literally punch her?
Beg me to forgive you until it hurts as much as you hurt me with your words. Why don't you do what you did yesterday? Grovel with your face all messed up with snot. I'll take another video if you'd like. Come on, beg. Do it! Do it! I'm not gonna stop until you do, got it?
Dude. Seriously.
Hey, the guy sounds like he's in real pain. If she doesn't cut it out...
Hey, stop! And who is this?
Yeah, cut the sadistic crap.
It was way too far. You said you wanted to be a ray of light for people. How the hell does that help?
Oh! We were just playing around. Weren't we?
Yeah.
So you'll go get the car now?
Oh, hey, wait!
Hang on. Are you on Takamaki?
You know who I am?
Yeah! I know all the models. I read every fashion magazine the day it comes out.
Run!
I really admire you. Would you like to be friends?
Oh.
You obviously got Emma, right? My keyword is...
Don't bother. I'd never accept someone who treats another person like that.
Aw, too bad. But I do appreciate honesty. So, how about you? Would you like to be friends?
Should I say this? I kind of want to. But, nah. Nah, just no. I'm passing 2.
Aw, 2 in a row. Hey, hang on. You were at 705 the other day, weren't you?
We're done here. Let's go.
That's a bummer. But I know I gave him one of my cards. Why doesn't he obey?
Ah, she knows. Holy crap, she knows.
Out when we came back here. Sorry about that, by the way. I was just so upset.
No apology needed.
Anybody
you did a
would.
fantastic job finding
Anybody
out
would.
about
Holy
Alice.
crap.
Yeah. It's all thanks to you, Lady Ann. Once Lady Ann had her on the ropes, she whipped out her phone and tried adding them all on Emma right away. From what we saw, she might know that she can use Emma to lure people into her jail.
Oh,
She gets
definitely.
them into
She
her
definitely
jail,
knows.
then takes their desires so they'll do what she says. I suspect she's been doing this for a while now.
I see. That does explain things. But what is her end goal? I can't imagine such awful behavior actually doing her any good.
Ain't it the same as with Kamoshida?
That's a good point. She seemed to be having a blast being such an awful person.
Whatever it is, she has the gall to set up that kind of tragedy on live TV. She isn't in her right mind anymore. The longer we leave this be, the more victims that pile up.
And it's already gotten to be quite a pile.
Now's the time to act.
But just how should we act? Is there a treasure in her jail?
That's the tricky part. I am picking up a faint scent of something treasure-like.
It's the desire she's taken, I bet.
What is a treasure?
It's the condensed core of a ruler's desires. That's what gives birth to a palace and powers it. Usually we just take the treasure to trigger a change of heart in our target.
That's interesting. What if there is no treasure there?
We can't change Alice's heart.
For now, let's focus on tracking the treasure-like scent Morgana mentioned. That should at least put us on the trail for clues.
Question.
Yeah.
Why must we change Alice's heart?
Why? Because she's hurting people.
So Alice only needs to be stopped. Changing her heart is unnecessary.
No, beating her shadow won't help. Worst case scenario, it could wind up causing her to die in the real world.
Yeah.
That is an acceptable outcome.
Dude, that's...
I'm humanity's companion. I'm supposed to determine the best choices for humanity.
Okay. Okay, that just, this took a dark turn real quick.
Alice Hiragi makes people suffer every day. We should ensure she stops this as soon as possible. Why not do so?
Okay, you know what? She probably wouldn't really get that, so she has to own up to her crimes. Yep.
I do not understand.
Yeah.
I want to
kinda
understand, but I cannot. Where's the flaw in my logic?
I do see where you're coming from, Sophia. Alice is doing horrible things. We could just help all those people without caring what happens to her. The metaverse is serious. You can end a life without ever being endangered. Even still, we always choose to change someone's heart instead of harming them. It's part of the Phantom
dang
Thieves
it.
Code.
Should have went with the bottom
That's
option.
right. Kinda pointless if we gotta stoop to the bad guy's level to take him down.
We never kill. We steal the desires of the wicked and make them change their ways.
That's why we're the Phantom Thieves of Hearts.
Phantom Thieves of Hearts. I've got it. Hearts. I lack a heart. That's why I don't understand the logic of the Phantom Thieves. If only I could understand how hearts work. If I did that,
you will in time.
I could become
You
an
will in
even
time. We
better
will ensure that.
companion.
Sophia?
I've got it. I will join the Phantom Thieves. I
Yes!
want to learn more about hearts so I can become an even better companion. May I join
Absolutely.
the Phantom Thieves? If I do so, I am certain I will witness many things about the human heart. I need
Yes.
to learn more
Where's
about
the
the heart
where's the yes option?
and about the Phantom Thieves.
Oh yeah, you're already one of us.
Thank you.
You're already in. You're already in.
Thank you for joining, Sophia.
Welcome to the Phantom Thieves.
Glad to have you with us. Let's pick our codename next.
Ooh, now the nostalgia's flowing.
I bet. Really? No, not Sophie. Snowy Mochi. A good friend of mine recently got themselves a new puppy, and his name is Mochi. Now, granted, I know he said he, and Sophia is clearly a she. But you know what? I don't care. Mochi. Please be Mochi.
Yeah, it should be a bit sweeter than that. Oh, like marshmallow or blancmange.
Ooh, we're doing dessert names? How about croquembouche?
None of those
No.
make great code names or easy to yell.
What if we went along the same lines we used with Mona-chan? After
No.
all, we met her inside the metaverse the same way.
Really?
How about Sophie?
It's
Aw.
basically her name.
I like it.
You do?
I want
Of
to
course
be
she does.
Sophie.
Then you'll be Sophia in this world and Sophie in the metaverse.
Radical, dude.
Jeez. You're already more human-like than when we first met you.
I am constantly learning things.
Yeah.
Thanks to the internet. I'm learning
Oh,
more
no.
words as I speak.
Oh my
Pick
gosh.
up any off-putting lingo, okay?
Yeah,
Okay,
please no.
So we got a new member. Now we need to come up with our first mission.
Gotta stop Alice.
Good. This feels like our duty, considering we became Phantom Thieves to help anyone suffering.
I was one of those people once.
We may not know the victims personally, but it would reflect on us poorly as Phantom Thieves to not lend a helping hand.
As long as there are people in trouble out there, we won't turn our backs on them.
You're right. We are going to be the ray of light for everyone. That even includes Alice.
I have registered myself as a Phantom Thief.
Yeah.
Alright, the Phantom Thieves are back in action.
Are there going to be social links? Oh, wait. Oh, the bond. Using the bond, so you will acquire various bond skills. Okay. Skills can be purchased with bond points. Okay. Okay.
Our next step is to make the proper preparations.
It's a fact that provision is prevention.
Sort of, it's different, but it is still there.
Since you're the guy
That's
with all
really
the
cool.
connections, we'll leave the shopping to you like always.
We'll get ourselves ready. Once you are too, just hit us up.
Hey.
However, oh, okay. Hold on. Before we end it. Okay, so there is level caps. Alright, but that's what we're gonna have to call this part. This part. Longer, but with all the cutscenes, it's probably gonna be longer parts anyway. Alright, later, Fuchsia Nation. Till next time.